Using a credit card is fast and convenient, but it may end up costing you even more. New rules go into effect today, allowing merchants to add a surcharge of up to 4% on Visa and MasterCard purchases. The surcharge is supposed to equal the cost that credit card companies charge merchants to process the transaction. So what exactly does that mean to our wallets? Well, financial experts Elliot Miller and Gene Marks are here to break it all down for consumers and merchants. Hey guys, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks, Joyce.
Okay, so merchants have long complained about charges from American Express. So many just haven't even been offering the option to pay with Amex. So now what, and why are they doing this in the first place?
Well, Joyce, let me talk from the merchant's perspective. If you're running a small business, you know, if you're taking credit cards, and a lot of consumers don't know this or not, a small business has to pay a fee every time they use, a consumer uses a credit card or a customer uses a credit card. So now, now as a merchant, you can turn right back around and say, hey, we're happy to take your credit card, a Visa or a MasterCard, but we're going to charge you a surcharge of anywhere up to 4% every time you use a credit card with us. The question is, do you really think a lot of merchants and small businesses are going to do that to their customers? Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I really don't think you're going to see anything for a while. Merchants don't want to put themselves at a competitive disadvantage. There was questions asked by the National Federation of Retailers. What they found was that no merchants that have a nationwide presence have any plans to do this. Now, you could see it with things where you don't have as many choices. Maybe airlines, they haven't been shy about passing along costs to consumers. But I don't think you're going to see it in retail stores at all for a very long time.
Well, it seems like we're moving back toward a mostly cash and carry kind of society, Elliot. Is this for everything that they're talking about, these surcharges?
Well, it's anybody that uses credit cards. However, I have to tell you that when I line up at Starbucks in the morning, I feel like I'm the last guy in the world using cash. So it doesn't seem as though again, I don't think a restaurant where there's lots of choices or a retailer would want to do this and have to post a sign, which they would have to do if they decided to do this.
Yeah, Joyce, it really still amazes me. You go to some restaurants, even in South Philadelphia, great restaurants, and they don't take credit cards. It's only cash only. And you know, in today's society, I mean, most merchants are taking credit cards. Plus, there's such a trend towards using credit cards. There are services like Square, for example, where you can swipe the credit card right on your phone and take that information, or use an iPad when you're checking somebody out of your store. So it's very much more of a credit card society, and the additional costs are going to have to be eaten by the merchants.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask you about that. Will the merchants eat this, or will it just become so much that they've got to pass it on to consumers? They're in a rock and a hard place, huh?
Well, you know, but the bottom line is we've mostly been paying this already. We've been paying these fees, so we've had to kind of build it into our overhead as it is. I mean, the smart business owners I know have found a way to bake these fees back into their costs. I mean, they bill them out in some way. They increase their prices a little lot, but you know, that's what people are doing. So the fact that this rule says that now we can have a surcharge on our invoice, I just don't know a lot of small business owners that are really going to care, because I think they're building it into their prices as it is.
Right, I agree. I think retailers know every cost item, and we pay.
Oh, can it backfire on the credit card companies? Can people just say, you know what, I'm going to knuckle down, Elliot, and just start paying cash?
It's possible, but I think it's going to be a long time. They have this experience in Australia, and it was many years before people actually started to do it. Businesses, it took about 5 years, and they've had it in place for 10 years before retailers would even do it.
All right. Gene Marks, Elliot Miller, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us, Joyce.
Thanks, our money in our pockets. All right, see you guys later. Well, the Super Bowl is just 1 week away, and we're